So third drive of the game, and this is really where the game kind of broke open for Texas. Probably my favorite play of the game. We run flex outside zone, and Bergeron just busts it for a huge gain. Really pretty much a textbook example of the play. So I want to talk about a few things. First, let's go back to the initial alignment from Tech. Tech's really playing the run game with 9 players here and playing soft man coverage on the outside. So one point I'd make is that the play action passing is wide open here throughout the game. So they have what should be a numbers advantage against the run game because they have 9 defenders devoted to playing the run. But we run to the short side of the field here, and as we've talked about previously, the flex outside zone really complements the power zone or the power O that we run because this defensive end has been trying to play that C gap all game long, and now he's got to try to keep from getting pinned from the outside. The other thing is this linebacker has been threatened in this C gap all game long. And so when defense is seeing those C gap runs over and over again, it creates a little bit of hesitation, and that's all that's required for Cochran and Espinosa to get out on this play. So we get beautiful pin blocks here, and let's look at it from the close-up. So we get these pin blocks. Now, the thing that's given us trouble with flex outside zone so far this year is sometimes we'll get this initial contact with the defensive end from our tight ends, but Grant in particular has had trouble physically maintaining that. And a lot of times what will happen is, kind of like here, the defensive end create separation with his arms and then work down the line of scrimmage and clog up the pulling lineman and be able to string the play out. So watch what Espinosa does as he comes around on this pull, and it's really what makes this play go. He actually pushes Grant into a seal position. So I've talked a lot about how when you create this seal block, you want to create initial contact and then swivel your legs out. Well, Espinosa just makes Grant seal there. And you can see the other thing that really makes this play work is Cochran is just so nifty in space. Normally when you get a tackle pulling out on a defensive back, he's going to have trouble locating him. And you can see that Cochran has no trouble locating this defensive back at all and just completely swallowing him in the open field. What shouldn't happen for the defense is the center shouldn't be able to beat the linebacker outside in this play. But the hesitation that was created by the C-gap runs that we've been making, this linebacker is still reading the hole. He tries to get outside. Espinosa is already there to create a delay for him and trying to get to Bergeron. And Bergeron gets this, once he gets the corner, he's just off and running. So I had mentioned, in the previous weeks that I felt like flex outside zone was going to be a big play for us, particularly with what we're doing with Espinosa and Cochran, and now that we're getting seals from the tight ends, this becomes a very dangerous play for the defenses to deal with. And I think you'll see us get some big plays off play action with it too, because it can really pull the safeties outside the seams where they want to, try to get depth. They've got to respond immediately, and that can produce big plays down the field. So, this is a huge sign for our offense that we're going to start probably developing a lot more big plays in addition to the power running that we're doing.